Today was filled with a lot of breaking news. The San Francisco 49ers waiving kicker Jake Moody no longer on the team. Almost hard to believe. And the San Francisco 49ers have also very, very quickly turned around and signed another kicker. So the replacement is already on the roster. We have some updates in regards to Juwan Jennings and his status. Still trying to determine and wait what is going on with Brock Purdy. And unfortunately, George Kittle is headed to IR. We're going to talk about all the news that went down today, but you guys already know what to do. Drop an SDS in the chat. Smash that like button. And let's talk about a wild week one. And as we get ready to head into week two, let's get into it right now. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Shout out to the Sourdough Squad. Yes, it is true. The San Francisco 49ers have actually moved on from Jake Moody. You know, I was starting to wonder if the San Francisco 49ers were actually going to make this change. I think that the missed kick clearly was the breaking point for everyone involved, myself included. We talked about it. We talked about it on the lead up to the game. What did we say? What we wanted to see specifically out of special teams. When we talked about Jake Moody, we said we want to see Jake Moody go on a streak. We need Jake Moody to be able to make consecutive kicks over consecutive games in order for us as the fan base to feel confident in him and his ability so that when a big moment arises, we aren't stressed out of our absolute mind. And unfortunately, the very first kick, a 27-yarder, what is considered to be a chip shot in the NFL, clanked right off the uprights. And I think right then and there, we knew the writing was on the wall because we saw in real time Kyle Shanahan call the game differently because of special teams. And that's how I think that was really the tipping point. When you're seeing Kyle Shanahan opt to go for it on fourth down, when it would typically be, all right, call out the kicking unit. It's time to go. No faith, zero confidence, and unfortunately for Jake, he didn't have any confidence either. And ultimately ended up being his undoing with the San Francisco 49ers. So it's kind of wild because it kind of felt like there for a second that it wasn't going to happen. Kind of felt like we were just going to have to kind of just get ready to buckle down and, be completely on edge for the entire season whenever it was time to kick a field goal or a PAT. I mean, I found myself unconfident about PATs. Like that is the part where it's like, I'm like, oh no, are we gonna hit the PAT? And I think that's pretty indicative of kind of the overall situation that played out. So as we know, the San Francisco 49ers, they did it. They made the move. They actually let Jake Moody go. Officially waived today. So good on the San Francisco 49ers. for going out there and making that decision. I know that they wanted it to work. I know they tried to do everything they could to make it work. They tried to build up Moody as best as possible, you know, and they decided enough is enough. It's time to make a change. And that change comes in the form of Eddie Pineiro. The San Francisco 49ers bring in the veteran kicker. Quite the interesting stat with Eddie Pineiro. Matt Barrows put this out from The Athletic. He says this is actually before they signed him, and we were alerted of the workout today. He said, if the 49ers end up signing Eddie Pineiro, his 126 field goal attempts, he has fewer misses in his career than Jake Moody, who only has 62 attempts. So he has over 50% more attempts on field goals, yet somehow Jake Moody has missed more kicks. And I think that is pretty representative of the situation at hand. Eddie Pineiro has been a solid kicker. He has shown that he can get it done. He's had a decent career up until this point. Honestly, pretty solid. And in 2024, he appeared in all 17 games. He converted 22 of 26 field goals for 84.6 completion percentage, kicking make percentage, and he went 33 of 35 on extra points. He finished the season ranked among the most accurate kickers in NFL history, currently third all time in field goal percentage. So he has some experience, man. He's been around the league for quite some time. And he has a track record of, not being perfect. No kicker is typically perfect, but he is considered to be highly accurate and highly consistent in his prime years as a kicker. Now he's around 30 years old. So actually, I think he's about to turn 30 in a couple days here. So I think what's kind of wild about this is that the 49ers, I do believe they kind of upgraded here at kicker. At least that's the perception. At least that's kind of how it feels. Also understanding we know what the 49ers had in Jake Moody. But it does feel like they upgraded at kicker heading into week 2 of the regular season. That's crazy to me. Hendricks adds Eddie Pineiro hasn't missed inside the 30-yard line. Fantastic. Music to my ears. Again, we talked about this as well, and I'll bring it back up again because I think it's important. If you're a 49er fan, especially around my age, you don't know what life is like where you have to stress about the kicker all that often. Joe Nedney, Phil Dawson, Akers, Gould, Robbie Gould. There's been a lot of solid, steady, consistent kickers for the San Francisco 49ers in my lifetime, where I don't recall ever having to stress, at least in my brain of my 49ers fandom and what I experienced. Those are the kickers that I grew up with. And it just I never had to worry about it. So I think you probably took it for granted a little bit, just what it was like to feel like. Yeah, I've seen that. Honestly, I feel bad because I've seen this name quite a bit. I don't know who that is. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who that is. I remember when we had Joey Sly. I remember when we had McLaughlin, Jose Cortez. Jose Cortez played for the 49ers 2001, 2002. So he played. Oh, he also came back in 2005. So 2001, 2002. I think I was like sixth, seventh grade. I have to admit, wasn't following 49ers special teams around that age. But yeah. Hendrick says, you don't have a Jose Cortez jersey, you're not a real fan. I guess I'd have to know who he is in order to be a real fan. Oh man. But yeah, I'm like, damn, I've never heard of this guy. Everyone keeps saying, remember Jose Cortez? I'm like, to be honest, fam, no, I don't. I don't at all. So that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Lisa says, I miss being able to breathe during a PAT. Me for the last few years, covering the eyes emojis with increasing blood pressure. Nah, Lisa, you're not lying. That's how I felt as well. And it was getting to the point where I was like starting to crash out over it. And I would say that I don't have a ton of redeeming qualities, but I feel like one of the redeeming qualities is I can stay pretty calm and I can kind of rationalize things. And I was starting to lose that ability at the end. I really was. I had tried so hard to be rational, to be calm, to just like be optimistic. Like he'll figure it out. We're gonna build him up. We're gonna let it happen. And yeah, dude, I remember he missed that kick, and I just tweeted. I was like, "Get Moody out of here." Like it is very rare that you hear me call for a player to leave, like to get cut, to get fired, like to get fired, essentially. Um, it's not something that I do because I do recognize that it's a job for these guys. They have families. They put a lot of work, a lot of effort into this. So I really do try to uphold that, and I try to keep that at the forefront of my analysis. But it got to the point, man, where I that left the building. I was in crash out mode. Aponte sitting on his told you so throne right now, 100%. 100%. I don't know. Shoot, if Aponte's lurking in the chat, bro, I might have to hop on stream. But yeah, 100%. He told me I tried to tell him. So again, I tried to spit. I'm like, oh no, Jason, franchise kicker, baby. Franchise kicker. He looked me dead in the eye and was like, you're an idiot. It's like, franchise kicker, baby. He was not about that. And guess what? Turned out to be right. But I don't know. Was anyone who's in here right now, were you guys on the stream when we were live, when we drafted Moody? Do you guys remember that? I remember that. I've been live for a lot of 49ers picks. That pick stood out to me. I just remember I couldn't audibly speak. I was just kind of like hollering. I was just like, woo! They did it! Like, oh my gosh, they actually did it. Woo! I had no other reaction other than they drafted a kicker in the 3rd round. They did it. They actually did it. I was joking they would. I didn't think they should, but they did it. And I just remember being live and I was just hooting and hollering, just like, oh my gosh, they did it. They actually drafted the kicker in the 3rd round. I couldn't believe it. I just could. And again, I tried to rationalize it. I'm like, yeah, we got a franchise kicker. We got the best kicker in the draft, baby. But in reality, hell no, man. I was like, oh my God, we drafted a kicker in the 3rd round. We need so much depth that we took a kicker. What the hell, man? Like, oh man, it's fun going down memory lane. And again, not to pile on Jake Moody, I'm sure he's having a tough day, and who knows what the future holds for him. Hopefully, he's able to bounce back and and we're able to get it together. But woo, boy, that was a wild adventure when the San Francisco 49ers drafted Jake Moody. And unfortunately, I remember one of the first things I said was like, the 49ers drafting a kicker in the 3rd round is like the 49 is like in comparison to a quarterback being drafted in the top 5, top 10. And the comparison that I was making was the pressure, the expectation, the level of expectation for a kicker drafted in the 3rd round is borderline crippling. And that was one of my biggest concerns, because like, even like on the draft call, like Kyle, I don't want to put words into his mouth, but he said something along the lines like, you better not make me regret taking a kicker here. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, like, worst thing you probably could have said to a kicker. Not only did you draft a kicker in the 3rd round, but you better not make me regret this. And here we are. 49ers are regretting drafting Jake Moody. So, yeah, just a tough scenario. And again, that's typically what happens, when you draft, you don't go for positional value. I mean, the same could be said about Chad Ryland, who went like 10 picks later. Chad Ryland didn't even make it past his first year with the Patriots. He got cut after year 1. He went like 10 or 15 picks after Jake Moody in the 4th round to the Patriots. It's like just don't draft specialists early. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Please don't do it. My guy Ego in the chat says Eddie Pineiro for MVP. Much luck to Moody on his future endeavors. Go Niners, Brad. You're still the man. Shout out to Ego. I'm going to still petition for the San Francisco 49ers to sign Ego to play defensive end. I remember meeting Ego. I think it was Tampa Bay. I think it was after the Tampa Bay Bucks game last year. This dude's like 6'5", 6'6", like solid 280 fit. Like, how do we get this guy in the rotation? I mean, come on, man. Shout out Ego. Appreciate you, my guy. Lisa says Lund posted Kyle wanted a RB but was overruled. I mean, to be fair, Kyle Shanahan took Joe Williams in the 4th. He overruled everyone, so I think he lost his. I think he lost that poll, unfortunately. I want to know who that running back was, though. I would love to know. You know what would be fascinating? Something that I would really enjoy is understanding who the team was fighting over internally or targeting in every draft. Like, do you know how awesome that would be? Like, the insight of like, because you get sniped sometimes, like, the 49ers were heavily kind of attached to Alec Aomanor, the Stanford wide receiver. He got taken just like a couple picks ahead where the 49ers took Jordan Watkins. It's like, I wonder what those conversations are where they're like getting ready to pick or they're targeting certain players. They get sniped, team trades in front of them, takes those players. I would love to just know, like, what was this team ideally built to look like? Like, obviously, things happen out of your control. You get sniped. It happens. It's if you play fantasy, you know exactly that feeling when you're targeting a guy at a certain round and you're like, oh, he's coming right to me. And then right before you're about to take him, someone snipes him. And but yeah, I would love to know that information. I think that would be fantastic. Spokane says born with a replaced ACL and not Jordan Watkins. I would have to assume Jordan Watkins isn't that far out. I think after we saw some of the practice footage last week, I think they just want to be cautious with the rookie and not push him back too fast. So I think Jordan Watkins is going to be fine. And, Jordan Watkins was really starting to heat up in training camp before he got hurt in that preseason game against the Denver Broncos. He was really starting to take those strides. Obviously, making some rookie mistakes still, but you could see the talent. You could see the talent really starting to blossom, and you could see the potential that he brings to the table. So I'm assuming with Jordan Watkins, they're just bringing him on a little bit slowly. Wouldn't be surprised if he's up for this game against the Saints. So we'll see. But yeah, one of the cool things is cool to see Kendrick Bourne back with the San Francisco 49ers. That is official. You've got KB posting to his Instagram story inside the 49ers locker room, and he will be wearing the number 84. So honestly, pretty cool, man. Again, I've talked about it. I got to interview Kendrick at the Super Bowl about 2 years ago. Just a super cool dude, super chill, super approachable. So super excited to have him back. And again, wearing 84 is just it's poetic, because when players come back, they don't always get their number, right? You can see right there 84 in the background. They don't always get their number because, especially if a player takes it on and makes it their own, they're typically not going to give it up. You know what I mean? So it was cool that it was available, and we get KB balling back, and I think KB is gonna do well. I don't expect huge production out of KB. I don't expect him to come in and be the wide receiver one or anything like that. But, I expect him to be a chain mover. I expect him to be a guy to do exactly what he did when he was here: convert third downs, score touchdowns. Don't need him to be a necessarily high production guy, but a big play, big moment type of guy. That's really it. Be available, be where you're supposed to be when the time is right, and make a play. So that's kind of what I expect from Kendrick Bourne, but I am excited to have him back. It's always cool, man. It's always cool when you get some throwbacks back on the roster. I always appreciate it, especially guys that you appreciated from back in the day. The 49ers did make a move at wide receiver. They did release Robbie Chosen from the practice squad. This one, I'm not too, upset about necessarily. It's just kind of about okay. Like I don't. Robbie showed a couple flashes here or there throughout training camp, but it just never felt like he was gonna see any real significant or important snaps. but that doesn't mean that he won't be back on the practice squad. He definitely seemed like he could make some plays still. So I wouldn't say he was like completely washed or anything like that. But, just I think there are just other guys ahead of him right now. So um, the 49ers felt confident letting him go. And, he was with the 49ers last year. Who knows? Maybe he finds his way back onto the practice squad later on this year. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes moving forward. Well, we got new nickname alert: Demo Green Stout Wolfpack. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still working my way through the film, and I'm watching both offense and defense right now, and I'm having a lot of fun watching the defense. So if you guys have been around the channel for a while, you guys know that I'll do my film breakdowns. And I typically focus on the offense just because, former offensive lineman, I feel like, uh, I feel like I can speak a little bit better to the offensive line technique and things like that. But I'm having a lot of fun watching this defense. I'm having a lot of fun. It's so fun having Robert Saleh back. Like, oh my gosh, like, thank you. Thank you for delivering Robert Saleh back to us. My goodness. And also, Robert Saleh's like stepped his game up too. Like he's dialing it up. Like it's been it's been so long since we've been able to be like, we got a defensive coordinator who can scheme it up. We got a coordinator who can just confuse another offense. Like we don't just have to line straight up and cross our fingers and hope for the best. Like we can make it challenging for them. We can confuse them. We can throw the kitchen sink at them. Like that's one of the more exciting things that I've been able to watch. Like it's so fun. Again, watching it in training camp, I was super excited about it. I tried to give you a little bit of a hint of what I was seeing, but we kind of saw it play out right in front of us. That one play where Nick Bosa absolutely obliterated Sam Darnold. It was such a fun play. I mean, screw it. Why not? This isn't going to be like a full film breakdown or nothing, but since I'm talking about it, like, why not? Let's just pull it up. Why not? When in Rome, just like the good old days. We got some film that we could look at. Yeah. Yeah. So I made a meme about this. Here we go. I made a meme about this because I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't like say what they were doing. But I saw this alignment in training camp, and I remember, um, like you guys know, I sit in the back row of the bleachers. I like Steph Sanchez sitting next to me. Love watching camp with Steph. I just pointed. I just was like, what is this alignment? And this is it. So see this alignment right here, where let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so you see this little bunch over to the right. I pointed at that and I was like, what is that? I was like, what are they doing over there? Like, and so when you watch this play out, you can see everything come to fruition. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful because Sam Darnold gets put on his back, and let's break it down, right? Let's start. I'm going to go right to left. So they're going to keep in the back for max protection. So We're going to do max protect. We're going to blitz D Winters off the right side. And then you're going to see Fred Warner. He's also going to blitz. You have Marquis Siegel all the way over here in the gap as well. So it's a numbers game. And you're going to see Fred Warner initially run straight, but then he is going to angle. So this is a design stunt right here. So that's what's happening. Fred Warner's sole job is to free up Fred Warner and take two. That's exactly what he does here. So you see Fred, he's not getting to the quarterback. No, he's occupying two. Now watch Yetur Gross-Matos lined up in the A gap. He's going to come underneath and shoot opposite side A gap to again pull the center out of this area. You're going to watch him hook his arm. See that hand right there? That's a hook. We talk about this all the time with stunts. When you get a stunt and a defensive line wants to hook the offensive lineman's arm so he can't go away, right? So you see Yetur right there. You see he's hooked. He's got him hooked so that the center cannot disengage. And meanwhile, look at Bosa working down the line. And based on this alignment with Yetur Gross-Matos, you now have the first-round draft pick, Gray Zabel, not be able to pass this off. He tries to. Credit to Zabel. Phenomenal. He's going to be a phenomenal player for them. He sees it. Look, eyes up. He's like, oh, snap. I got to pick this up. But look who's in the way, Yetur Gross-Matos. So that opens up this lane, and you can see how Bosa's hugging this, and he just plasters Sam Darnold. This is on the first drive. Just plasters him. Sam throws the ball right off dude's head. Doink, doink, doink. He doinked it off his tackle's head. Like, boink. Absolutely crushed him. And one of my favorite elements of this was Mykel Williams. So watch Mykel. I had to watch this a couple times because there's a thought process where Mykel could just shoot upfield right here, right? And he could just pull that guard out. But he still sets that path up, swipe inside. But right here, Mykel has the leverage. Mykel has the leverage to be able to go and get Sam right here. But what does he do? He starts blocking. I don't know if I've ever seen a defensive tackle like turn into an offensive lineman. Do you see how he watch his feet? So if he was really trying to get by, he would have kept this kind of rounded motion. But right there, he switches his hip angle and he starts driving through the defensive or the offensive lineman. So what this is telling me is that he is actually blocking to allow this gap to open up so that Nick Bosa could come through and absolutely rock Sam Darnold. This entire sequence, all these guys right here, their number one goal was to get Nick Bosa to the quarterback. That's it. That is it. And somehow they completed this pass off dude's helmet. But this is beautiful. And yes, the reason why I highlighted this play is because I've heard a lot about Mykel Williams. All these guys, none of these guys are trying to get to the quarterback. All Fred is doing, all Yetur is doing, all Mykel is doing is trying to open up this gap so that Nick can loop around and plant Bosa, and it's beautiful. It's phenomenal. I love it. I love it. I love Michael turning into a blocker, occupying blockers. Everyone's occupying. Occupy, 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 destroy. Doink. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, it's always fun, man. I still got to get through a lot of this film. But like I said, I'm watching both the offense and the defense. It's fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch. A lot of guys standing out. Shoot, we're on a roll. Should we do some Colton McKivitz for the culture? I got it queued up, so why not? Colton McKivitz for the culture. I got a Siegel clip lined up as well. So with this clip, this one I posted this to Twitter, and I said this rep is like the ultimate case study on Colton McKivitz, because I think when you watch this, I think a lot of people would look at this and they would say, "Oh, Colton McKivitz just gave up an interior pressure. He forced Brock Purdy to bail out of the pocket. Man, Colton McKivitz, dang it." And so the reason why I broke this down, because I even had guys referencing this play in the comment of this thread, explaining the play of why this is actually a high level operation by McKivitz, because you have to pay attention to his keys and what he is trying to accomplish. When you're looking at this alignment, you have to notice the wide 9 defensive end that is playing outside of George Kittle. Look at how far the furthest D end is. So when this play rolls, watch where McKivitz's eyes go. McKivitz is instantly looking to see what this guy is doing because he's sliding out there. But simultaneously, while McKivitz is looking to the outside, he's checking inside threat. And so what you're going to see from Colton McKivitz is he's going to put his hand out as a feeler, almost like an antenna, and he senses it. His antenna goes off. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, inside blitz. They're blitzing 2 into the B gap. You can see he immediately plants after angling out, and he says, bail, 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 take the most inside threat, and he instantly adjusts his hips, his feet, and then look at this drive. Like, this is what I love. Like, no, he literally drives this guy down the line of scrimmage. That's impressive. This is an impressive rep by Colton McKivitz to go from this to owning this guy. Like, he's completely in control of number 90. Like, look at number 90. He's going for a ride. Whee! On the Colton McKivitz Express. He completely controlled him. That's a correction. That's an alert to the blitz. Picked him up, wrote him out. That's a great rep by McKivitz. Now, Purdy could have just taken one little step, reset. He didn't have to keep rolling, but he did. And he was still able to find CMC. So not bad. Not bad. But this was a great rep by McKivitz. And I got into a couple back and forths with people on Twitter saying that, oh, that was a terrible rep by McKivitz. And I'm like, no, it's not. That was a phenomenal rep by McKivitz. What are you talking about, man? Let's should we do a couple Purdies? Let's do a couple Purdies. Why not? When in Rome. Impromptu film breakdown. Impromptu film breakdown. We got a Purdy. I love this Purdy throw right here because it was a very Purdy throw. So one of the things, so this was right. Actually, let's set it up. Let's set this one up. So let me show you the play before this one. So right before this clip that I was just about to show you, I'm going to show you the play that happened just before. You will recognize this one as a really nice timing throw over the middle from Brock Purdy, dropping it back. Look at that clean pocket. Oh, yeah. Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy going to be cooking this year. You love to see it. What I really like to see, they try to throw a stunt on the backside. Actually, the front side, I should say. And they pick it up. Brock delivers a dart. All right, so they just go deep to Pearsall, pick up really nice yardage, right? You can see the alignment. They're in shotgun. You've got McCaffrey split out to the left. And then this is the very next play. And I love the setup here by Kyle Shanahan because they go from a kind of spread look into a run-heavy look. They bring in Brian Robinson Jr. They've got two tight ends. They're going to bring that like Zorro look where they're pulling the tight end across the formation. It looks run, run, run. Nope. We're going play action, naked boot, rollout. And we'll let it play out. But this is such a pretty throw. And it deserves more credit than I think it's getting because he's able to identify instantly. Yeah, there's Boye Mafe who honestly had a hell of a game. I know a lot of people are concerned about some of the pressures that Trent Williams gave up, but at a certain point, you also have to give a little bit of credit to the guy on the other side. Boye Mafe looks pretty solid. And credit to Brock seeing him, stopping his momentum so he could set his feet. What I like about this one is you're going to see kind of Pearsall leak basically through. Like, look at where Pearsall is. There is Pooney. There's McKivitz. There's Pearsall just working through this wash. There's a linebacker. Purdy identifies it, but he kind of keeps his eyes angled inside. Watch Boye. So see how Boye is angling outside? Do you see how he then angles inside? And then right when that happens, you see Purdy's already made up his mind where he's going. The throwing process starts right here. He adjusts the arm slot. He drops that shoulder just a little bit, opens it up, and he throws right past Boye. Look at, he's right in his face. About to give him a high five. Daddy. Goes right by him. Daddy. And drops it in Daddy. The bucket. Yes, Daddy. Sir. We need help. You need help? Yeah, I need help with the TV. You need help with the TV? Yeah. It's gone cuckoo. It's gone cuckoo? Yeah. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? That's funny. That's funny? Do it again. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's really funny. Can you go ask Roman? Can you go ask Roman? He's acting like a cuckoo butt. He's acting like a cuckoo butt. You go tell that cuckoo butt, say, I need help. No, I tell you a cuckoo butt. Can you say, Daddy's on live. Can you help me? Yeah. Go tell him. You're a cuckoo You're a cuckoo butt. You know who's a cuckoo butt? That Robert Saleh. He's a cuckoo butt. Anyways. Yes. He's like him?
Yeah. They're both of them.
Thank you.
They're both.
They're both. Who does this guy look like?
Daddy. What are you playing?
Does that look like me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are you playing?
Oh, look. Your brother's here. Go that way. He's going to help you. He's going to help you. Anyways, I have no idea what just occurred. See, at this point, I've just learned to accept it. Before when he would bust in here, I'd be like, oh no, I'm on a stream. Oh my God, what am I gonna? Now I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, who cares? You want to be in the stream? Go for it. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about before. Throwback said Salah starting to incorporate Brian Flores plays. That's a good call for sure. Definitely getting some Brian Flores vibes. James, appreciate the super sticker. Appreciate you. I don't know. He said fix his TV. I wasn't planning on doing a super long live either, but hey, we vibe. Sometimes you get into a rhythm, you just roll, right? Oh, let's talk about it. What did we break this one down already? I don't even know. I think we did. Yeah, we did. We talked about this one. Good play. Good job, Brock. Very nice. So yeah, I'm working my way through the film. I've enjoyed. Oh, I took myself off the screen. But it's a good day. Good day for the most part. You know, I've also noticed I've become a little numb to some of the injuries. So I'm doing okay. You know, I'm really bummed for Kittle. But you know, I think the 49ers are going to be all right. I think we're going to be okay. We'll see. Even if Mac Jones has to come in against the Saints, I think we're going to be okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Siegel. Thank you. Completely distracted. Oh, before we get to Siegel, complete kids, man. I wanted to show this one too. This one's fire. This is all in the first drive, mind you. This is all in the first drive. Check out this play action, baby. Ooh! Let Purdy cook, man. Dude, this throw is crazy. This, like, people, I don't, when Purdy does this stuff, it's like they don't care. They're just like, oh, whatever. Like, can we pause it right there? Like, do you see what I see? I disappeared again. He is like, Purdy has a defender like nearly face to face. Do you see Kittle? Do you guys see Kittle? Oh, if you're wondering, Kittle is behind this defender. Brock starts his throwing motion when that hitch, or not the hitch, plant, boom. Brock is starting this throw before Kittle has even made it out of his break. Unfazed that there is a defender here, a defender trailing, a defender over the top, and a defender directly in his face. Like fading. Let me key this up a little better. There we go. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, what a throw. Like, what a freaking dime, dude. On the move. I mean, imagine trying to make this throw with a defender flashing across your, like, right in your line of sight of where you're looking to throw. You have a defender a foot away from you. Your guy is still behind another defender. And then you have a defender over the top just waiting to the spot that you're going to throw. Like, just think about this. Brock is, if this timing isn't on point, this is like a straight pass to the defender. But because the timing is absolutely perfect, I mean, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. Siegel. Siegel time. Again, still working my way through. So I haven't been able to watch everything. Here we go. But Siegel is starting for a reason. He is starting for a reason. Excuse me. All right. There we go. Number 36. All right. At this moment, like, this is like, welcome to the NFL, Rook. Kenneth Walker. Listen, Kenneth Walker didn't have the best game, but this is a dude who is a legitimate NFL running back. Like, this is a guy who definitely has what it takes to be an RB1 in the NFL. He is look at the C's depart. It is rookie with a veteran running back one-on-one in the running lane. Beautiful tackle. I mean, way to just take on the shoulder, take on the contact, wrap up the legs, bring him down all by himself. Oh, dude, love it. Absolutely love it, dude. And again, I'm still super early in the I still got a lot to work through, but he's good, man. He's good. He's really good. So, doesn't shy away from contact, wraps him up. Yeah. He passed the test for sure. So, I'm excited about that, man. I'm excited about that. Excited to break down the rest of the tape and kind of continue to take notes, see what stood out to me. But I like it. I like what I see. There's definitely, and again, really exciting to see this defense, really exciting to see what Salah's cooking up, what they're putting together. Really looking forward to it, to seeing this all come to fruition. So, I like it. But I think I gotta go tend on the little one, see if his TV has been fixed or not. Definitely no Fortnite on the TV for sure. That doesn't exist anymore in this home. But anyways, appreciate everyone tapping in, man. Good to have everyone back in the stream. Vibes were high tonight. Appreciate everyone who sent through a super chat or a super sticker. Appreciate y'all, guys. Grab your cookies on the way out. Smash that like button on this if you haven't already. I'll be right on over. We'll get that taken care of. Appreciate you guys. I'm out of here for now. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see you.